Whenever we hear the word epidemic, we tend to think of a deadly virus spreading rapidly among people. But what if we tell you that there was an epidemic that made people laugh uncontrollably? A phenomenon that caught the attention of scientists and medical professionals. We are talking about the Tanganyika laughing epidemic that occurred over half a century ago in a small village in Tanzania. But how could something as simple as laughter turn into an epidemic? Imagine the scene. A quaint boarding school in the heart of Kashasha, where everything is the same as usual. It's January 30th, 1962. Suddenly, there's an eruption of laughter, but it's not just any laughter. It's uncontrollable, hysterical laughter that seizes three unsuspecting girls. Before long, the laughter spreads virally like a wildfire through dry grass, infecting the entire school. Within a matter of days, an astonishing 95 of the 159 pupils, all girls aged between 12 and 18, are caught up in its grip. This is how the Tanganyika laughing epidemic started. The symptoms of this bizarre epidemic were as unpredictable as the laughter itself. They lasted anywhere from a mere few hours to an exhausting 16 days, with an average affliction period being about a week. What's more intriguing is that the teachers noted a decline in the students' ability to focus on their studies. The school was plunged into chaos for about 48 days during the first wave of this laughter epidemic. On March 18, 1962, the school authorities finally succumbed to the odd circumstances and closed the school. A sigh of relief was short-lived as the school reopened on May 21st, only to be hit by a second wave of the laughing epidemic, affecting an additional 57 students. By the end of June, the all-girl boarding school was shuttered once again. After the Kashasha Girls' School incident, this virus found victims outside the schools, affecting nearly 1,000 people across the region. The epidemic didn't pause for several months, and so 14 schools were forced to close their doors temporarily. The origins of this mass psychogenic illness can likely be traced back to a single student. A solitary schoolgirl succumbing to a fit of laughter was all it took to initiate a domino effect. Her uncontrollable laughter spread like an infectious melody, drawing her peers into the vortex of hysteria. Then came the scientists, eager to dissect and comprehend the root of this unusual epidemic. Christian Hippelman of Texas A&M University, a researcher who dived deep into the incident, called it a case of mass psychogenic or sociogenic illness, a rare malady known to strike in high-stress environments. Yet, what were the underlying stress factors that triggered such an extraordinary outbreak among these schoolgirls? The answer may lie in the unfamiliar expectations imposed by the British-run schools and the uncertainties stirred by Tanganyika's recent independence. In 1961, Tanganyika, now known as Tanzania, shook off its British colonial shackles after 4 decades, stepping into the exhilarating but challenging world of independence. This wasn't merely a political change, it was a seismic shift that reverberated through the fabric of society. The newly minted socialist state was eager to redefine itself, resulting in a lot of radical changes. Traditional clans were dismantled and land ownership underwent massive redistribution. The pressure to abandon long-held belief systems and social structures in favor of Christianity and modern governance was immense. The new government even went as far as offering financial incentives for choosing one church over another. This change transformed life in Tanzania overnight, creating a high-pressure environment that was ripe for the onset of mass psychogenic illness. It's not difficult to imagine the immense stress these swift and sweeping changes wrought on everyday people, possibly laying the groundwork for the unprecedented laughing epidemic that was to come. Hippelman said, "On the one hand, it sounded too good to be true, and on the other hand, people were citing it in support of all kinds of things, across the spectrum, and contradictory things." He further added, "So I thought, I've got to look at this again and see, did this actually happen? And what does it tell us about humor?" The thing that annoys Hippelman is the oversimplification of the incident. He takes issue when humor researchers cite the Tanganyika case as evidence of laughter's contagious nature. Psychogenic illness has all kinds of so-called nerve symptoms, Hippelman clarifies, infusing the conversation with his expertise, and laughter is just one of them. But the story of the Tanganyika case doesn't end there, despite its classification as closed. It is there in similar cases of mass psychogenic illness that spring up among groups unable to extricate themselves from stressful situations. In this type of situation, the person has no power over the stress and can come up with no other response, explains Hippelman. This powerlessness is most commonly seen in the young rather than the old, in females more than males, and in employees over supervisors. Hippelman goes on to reveal a truth. It has to express itself bodily. That gives the person a way to say, "See, I'm suffering. Something is going on. I'm not just depressed or withdrawn." The epidemic, it seems, wasn't just a group laugh, but rather a shared experience of social upheaval and stress. The field of gelotology, studying laughter, has experienced more interest, evolving beyond pure academia into applied therapies. These innovative therapies include laughter therapy, meditation, and even laughter yoga, a unique form that includes fake laughter, which surprisingly morphs into genuine guffaws. These fascinating developments are not without scientific backing. Studies suggest laughter's potent role in reducing stress hormones and increasing endorphins, which in turn encourage a sense of physical and mental relief. However, it's crucial to approach these findings with some skepticism and a deep understanding of laughter's complexities. Hippelman cautions against the simplistic Freudian theory of humor. This theory claims that laughter acts as a valve that releases pent-up psychic tension. But Hippelman counters this notion, arguing that the case of the Tanganyika epidemic, laughter did not bring relief. In fact, it was an expression of suffering, a manifestation of the stress these individuals were experiencing. He asserts, nothing got better because they laughed. This insight challenges the conventional wisdom, prompting us to rethink the dynamics of laughter and its role in our lives. Despite the advances of our understanding of laughter, it remains a mysterious phenomenon that has left many questions. Was it a product of mass hysteria, or perhaps an event that transcends our conventional understanding of an epidemic? The truth, it seems, has slipped away in the sands of time. However, this unusual incident provides us with an opportunity to reflect on our understanding of human psychology. It serves as a stark reminder of our inherent social nature and how easily we can be swayed by the actions of those around us. This susceptibility underlines the importance of our social surroundings, as they can either impede or enhance our overall well-being. So, this was all about the Tanganyika case, which threw the world's attention toward laughter and its underlying complexities. Whether you believe it was psychogenic or sociogenic in nature, this incident remains a fascinating part of our collective history. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, let us know in the comments if you want to see more videos on similar topics. Goodbye until next time.